Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. Let me get my mouse over here so I can verify sound real quick. Good. All right, sounding great. Hey, hello, everybody. AJay, the CEO. How are y'all doing? I'm excited. I hope y'all are too. We's about ready to cross a milestone, folks. Excited about it. I had started a couple of automated live streams, but hey, you never know. We may be able to go over today. But either way, we're here to answer some of your questions, folks. That's what we're here for. We try and do this every Friday. I'm fresh back from Lynchburg. I need to make the video off of finishing the install at Mount Carmel. I'm going to do that later this afternoon. And we got a bunch of other stuff coming up. I put a poll out on the not on the Facebook, but on the community tab here of YouTube, and I wanted to get y'all's opinion on what's the next thing you want me to go over. Yeah, so let me open this up so y'all can see what is going on. So I got a tab right here. What type of video would you like to see next? Making video announcements is winning out. Making Bible trivia game show. That's another thing that we're working on, putting together at Signs and Wonders. I'm also going to do thinking about doing a 60-day revisit of Signs and Wonders because we've changed a couple of things. I actually installed some new mics this morning. A new product review or something else. If there is something else, please leave it in the leave a reply so I can know what's going on. We got a bunch of stuff here, and I want to make sure that we stay relevant on listening to the community. There's no point in me just making up stuff if I'm making it for me. This is for y'all. So thank you for that. Before I start giving my shout outs and everything like that, know that you can email me at questions at ajayhomes.com. If you have any questions I cannot get to, give me 48 to 72 hours. Me or D will get back to you. Also, if you don't mind, folks, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching, you have to be subscribed. And I think you have to be at least subscribed for 20 minutes before you can even leave a comment on the live stream. That's to get all the nonsense and the foolishness out of the chat. I didn't check to see if Mike is there, but I'm sure he'll be there if need be. I need to change that button here so I don't hit that by mistake. But because of everything that's going on, folks, please make sure you have entered the 50K giveaway. This is just every time every time we hit a goal here in this channel that we do something to give back, to help out. And this one is we're going to be giving away a PTZ camera. I do have a backup in case this does not work. The original, but then also we might even throw in, well, no, I said we were going to do it. We're also going to throw in an A10 Mini Extreme. If the original stuff does not go through, the A10 Mini Extreme will be the main prize, and then the PTZ will be a secondary prize. Go to let me bring that back up again. Go to grow.ajayhomes.com/50K giveaway. You only need to enter once. I will remove all duplicate names, email addresses, addresses, everything like that, so that only people will be entered once. The only people that will be entered twice is what I will do are going to be for my Patreon and YouTube members. You can get started as a Patreon supporter for as little as $1 a month by going to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, or you can click the join button down below to become a YouTube member. Don't just do that to get entered into the drawing and the giveaway, folks. Do it if you want to support what we're doing. If you don't, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the fact that you're even here. And I think the last one I can get out the way, and I make sure I'm getting something to drink because I can feel it right here already. If you ever want me to catch up with you, do a consultation on site, over the phone, or something like that, you can hit me up at ajholmes.com/consultations. We can set up something, do a Zoom, do a Google Meet, phone call, or be on site. I'm actually going to be in South Carolina 2 weeks from now. Then I'm supposed to be going to North Carolina 2 days before I go to South Carolina. So that's going to be fun. I think I might be going back out to Louisiana. I need to follow back up with some people to see if that is true or not. All right, enough blabbing. Let's go ahead and holla at y'all great folks who are out here. Miss Congeniality, hello. Thank you for coming by. Joshua, what's up? What is that, a Zambo? No, that's a, what is that in your, what's the appropriate name for what's in your profile pic? GH Cleaners, hello, hello. Philip Paul, hello, hello. Parker, hello, sir. How are you doing? Devin, hello, hello. Good morning. Gordon, what's going on, sir? Vaughn, what's going on? Anthony, what's going on, sir? Hopefully, when we do the Bible study next week, our Bible study reimagined. Hopefully, I can give you some ideas for your podcast, sir. All righty. So, if y'all don't remember, gave away an A10 Mini, and we sent that out to Africa, and guess what? He got it. So awesome. Norm, what is going on? Phyllis, hello, hello. Phyllis, did you get everything straight with the A10? Are you still streaming with OBS, or did you move over to streaming with the A10? There he is, Thor himself from Canada. Mike, he's got Mjolnir. He'll bash some people if you're acting silly on the live stream, folks. Darius, hello, hello. Thank you. Appreciate it. GH Cleaners talking about he likes the music. I had a mix of samba, had some bossa nova, had some jazz, had some hip hop. I had a good mix today. I don't know if it went through all of the tracks. I need to put the songs I used in the description. And from Brazil, awesome. But you live in the U.S. Awesome, awesome. Miss Clarence, good morning. Fingers and toes. Well, thank you. Dylan, normally, I guess some people would do that. I don't want to do that. I'm kind of old fashioned. I want to earn your subscribe. You know, I don't want people just to be doing it just to put me over. I want you to subscribe to my channel if you got something out of that and you support what I do. But hey, I love that though. Rodney, what is going on, sir? You know who I am. Good morning. I need a refresher course on the A10 Mini Extreme, especially considering SuperSource. All right, we'll see what we can do. I don't know if we got the questions yet. I'm going to circle back to a couple of these questions. Phyllis said I told my whole church to subscribe. Well, thank you. Genesis Productions. Ajax. You know, it was only 2 people who've called me that. That was my middle sister, Jackie. They used to call me Applejacks. And then the same person, Gina, from college, she used to call me Applejacks, which Ajax kind of ties to that anyway. But wait a minute. Justin here. I have my entire media team on this one. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, folks. We're going to go a little bit longer as long as the voice and everything holds out. I'm supposed to be live streaming with Francisco on his channel with his ministry, talking about New Dad Talk. I know I'm pronouncing, saying the title wrong, but I will post a link to that as well too. Thanks for the opportunity to be on there, just talking about basic questions for like tips for a new dad. I mean, granted, my daughter is 7, but to talk about the stuff that was going on. And then just like with Anthony, these are different type of media opportunities that any ministry can do. And it's not just about preaching. Hopefully that gives you some ideas. Let's see. See, Anderson from San Fran. Man, I'm about ready to be. Well, I'm going to LA at the end of September for Vid Summit, but I want to go to San Francisco so bad. Oh my gosh. Thank y'all, folks. I really appreciate it. I think I've circled through all of the people. If I missed you, my bad. But let's go ahead and get to the questions. Let's see. Good morning. Have a refresher. All right, so Joshua here. So AJ, we have a small worship center around 100 seats. Due to the church growing, our pastor doesn't want us to remove any seats for cameras. Currently, we have our one shot mounted to the wall. We want to add more cameras, but can't go with PTZs. So should we put cameras in the aisle off to the side? What do you recommend? Now, one question I would say is why can't you go with PTZs? Because these PTZs can be mounted on a tripod as well too. So they don't necessarily have to be mounted to the wall. Kind of like the PTZ that I have, not PTZ, but the studio camera that I have here, that is on a PTZ. That is on a tripod that you could use that just as easily. Now, do I have a way for you to see that in a shot? I think I do. I think I moved this camera here. So scoot up some. So you could get something like that or any type of tripod, and that would work. So that you can put that on here. And if you're asking, I'm using the Z10, the EV-Z10. I always get, no, the ZV-10, the Sony one that I always use. That's what that is right there. Just playing with a different shot right now. But you could do that. That's what I would think. Because if you already have a PTZ, why not get one? And then you don't have to have somebody manning it. It can give you more control from your from a joystick if you're using that. That would be my recommendation. Let's see. All right, Rodney has a question here. Can I make scrolling announcement ticker that repeats in OBS? Also, how to do this in Resolve? Actually, what the stuff that you saw this morning on my countdown, that is actually done in Resolve. Now, there are a couple of ways to do that. Now, let me see. For an announcement ticker in OBS, let's see. Let's take this down. Let's go to SuperSource. Yeah. Let's see. So see, this is the one I was trying to do remotely, but and I still haven't done that video too, folks. I've been trying to live stream through my mom's Starlink that I had there, and it's inconsistent. So as much as I've been talking about it, it's not there yet for those ministries in rural areas. Your internet download, it is great. For live streaming, is not quite there yet. But let's see. The question was about making a ticker. So first, we will want to get some text. And let's just do, I don't know. Good morning, folks. AJay, the CEO here, where we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. All right, you see that? That's super long. Do we really want to see that? No. So let's go ahead and scoot this down. We're going to add a little filter to this. Plus, and we're going to put a scroll on it. Then we can limit the height, limit the width, and I am going to limit the height to, I don't know, 150, something like that. And then we can change our, so you could do it vertically if you wanted to do it that way. So it goes that way. I don't want to do that. But you can change it to something like this, the speed. So now what we need to do is come in here and we need to change our font size. So that's too small. Let's double it one more time. So I think we did, let's do 125 because we did do it 150. All right, so there we go. So that could be here, and there you go. That's your scrolling being done all up in OBS. And that's going to go on. Now, you could limit the size here. So you see it's going over. It doesn't really matter. But if you want to limit the width, we can say the width is the same width as your dimensions, like you're doing by 1080. But that's 1920. And am I off? Am I missing something? I would think that would have been it. Oh, well. You play with the numbers. So there's your scrolling that way. So now in DaVinci Resolve, you can actually do a little bit more. Now, if you followed that video we were talking about, if you have the mini monitor where you can push stuff out, you can do this live and just play the text and just loop it. So give me 1 second to bring this up. Adam, hello. What's going on? Augustine, what's going on? Thanks for joining. LBJ Films, hello, hello. All right, so let's go ahead and open up one here. I'm going to do this on a single screen so you can see everything that I'm doing. All right, so now if you want to do this in DaVinci Resolve, we'll just get a text layer. Now, they do have a scroll here, but that's vertical. So what we want to do, and I don't think this one will work the way you want to. Now, I mean, there's a couple of ways you could do this. Now, how I would rig this if I was not aware of doing it like that, I would get my regular text and say I want to, maybe I should have copied that from OBS so I didn't have to type that all over again. We just need a string of characters. And I'm not going to close that. We're going to keep that open. Let's paste this in here. And we could do a, that's not tracking. Which one are we going to do? And I think, now I'm doing this on the fly. Because I like the scroll, but I think it's not. I'm drawing a blank here. Let me try this again. Let's actually go back to the scrolling text. I would have thought this would allow you to do it across. Shrink this down. I don't know why that's so. All right, I'm gonna have to come back to this one for DaVinci Resolve because I'm flubbing through here trying to figure this one out. So we'll get back to that one there, Rodney. But hopefully the OBS one helped you out. All right, and I guess what I should do, let me do this. No, I'm not going to do this on this screen. That's going to give me some problems. Give me 1 second because I saw somebody's comment talking about they want to see what the numbers is. So let me open up a new window. Put this this on the right monitor, make it full screen. And we need to go to I'm telling you, man, this is now while I'm trying to figure this out, did y'all like the the top 5 rage moments that get you triggered in media ministry? It seemed like a lot of y'all responded to that because it was like everybody was like, oh my God, thank you so much, AJ. That's exactly how I'm feeling. If you did watch that, which one was your favorite? Which one made you laugh the most? No, that's not it. Number 2. Yeah, that's it. And we're going to move this. Oh, that's right there, but that's too small. Let's do 0.8. 0.9. All right. And I need to mask the bottom. There we go. All right. So hopefully we'll keep that up on what's going on so that way y'all can see. Now, y'all left a bunch of comments and I didn't get a chance to get to it. All right. Philip Paul wants to know, do I have a easy video editor because the computer can't run DaVinci Resolve? Well, I mean, there's Windows Movie Maker. That's free. I don't think they're charging for that anymore. That can always get you started. I mean, that's what I started with. Then I went over to Sony Vegas, and then they sold that out to somebody else. There's Filmora. That's a web-based one. Now, it depends on what type of editing you're trying to do. I still have not done the video on Descript, which I think is very, very, very easy. But doing a lot of special effects and stuff like that, I have not figured that out yet. But I would try one of those first there. Justin is saying, getting quality audio on live stream. Is that the question, or is that a video that you want me to work on? Let me know. Anthony, can you tell me the name of the camera where I can use a zoom controller on? Can you tell me the name of the camera where I can use a zoom controller on? So you're talking about like a light control. So like you have, and I don't even have a way to get to this. Hold on. Hopefully you can see this. Hold on. Is that 5? Yes, it is. So are you talking about something like this? So that is a Lank controller. The Sony cameras work with that. Some Sony cameras, but they need a extra handle. The Canon ones work with that. Mine is plugged into a Blackmagic one, and it works that way. You're not the typical one. They don't really use those anymore. In consumer grade cameras, you need something like the G20. Well, they don't even make that anymore. The G40 and higher for those. Some of the Sony ones work, but a lot of them have moved to Wi-Fi control, which I don't like personally. But that's something that could work for you. Michael saying, I would drop the hammer, but I haven't had to since you changed to a subscriber mode. Well, that's good, Mike. Then you can sit back. Less work you got to do. Ryan, the page rule. All right. Yeah, so pretty much, let me give you the synopsis of the rules best as I can remember. I guess that was the page I forgot to move over when my website got hacked and I moved back to Squarespace. Pretty much the rules are, you're not, it's the standard rules that I have to put, and I need to put them back up here. Mainly it just says that, hey, we're not going to manipulate the giveaway. You're not going to trade it in I'm not going to give you an option for cash. I'm not responsible for if I ship it to you and then it's damaged on the way. it's stuff like that, common sense type of stuff. But I will try and get something in place as soon as I can for those rules for you. Joshua is saying, how old do you have to be to enter the giveaway? Old enough to enter the giveaway. That's pretty much the rule. I mean, I've sent stuff to Josh. I've sent it to, it's my ministry is to help other ministries. Now, if you're going to use this and you're a gamer that's snuck in here and you're going to use it for your gaming stuff, I would hope it would be used for ministry. But again, if you get picked, I'm not telling you how to use it. It's just my hope. I just like to be the vessel. If somebody uses it for the wrong reasons other than what I wanted to do, the fact that I gave it away, that's my whole thing. So, Phyllis, what's the best way to incorporate GoToMeeting into the live stream setup, NDI or OBS camera? How do I do this without messing up the ATEM mini stream? Well, Phyllis, what you would do is have GoToMeeting on a laptop. And just like Zoom, I did this with the how to have a Zoom audience type of thing video. In GoToMeeting, you would connect your laptop to input number 4 or any available input that you have on the ATEM. Drag that window, the GoToMeeting, into the other screen that shows up on the ATEM, because when you connect it to the ATEM, it makes the computer see like it's 2 monitors. You drag it over to that, and then you make sure you have the audio from your laptop going into your sound system. That way everybody in the house can hear, and the audio will be looped back into GoToMeeting so that they can hear. GoToMeeting audio should be set to the USB coming out of your ATEM so that they can get the audio that way. So audio goes out, and then that's how you can do it. So you can easily bring up somebody just like this. This is me looking at my other screen. You would do the same thing. It's just GoToMeeting would go that way. And that's how we're going to do it on the Bible study that's coming up this Wednesday at Signs and Wonders. So, hey, I'm open. Y'all just got to schedule something with me or D, and I have no issue with heading down that way. I am getting ready to go on another cruise and taking another friend who's never gone on a cruise before. Like I said, I was like, what I really wanted to do, and I had one of my YouTube channels that y'all have never seen because I never really got into it. It was called Cruising While Black. And I had a website, had a blog and everything. And it was a travel blog because I loved cruising. So that's what that was about. Never really acted on it. So I say all that to say, man, that's why I love taking people on cruises. Like when I took Sonya on one, taking my other friend on one, I've taken family and stuff. That's why I'm excited about, and that's a good segue to go into, am I going to press the right button? I hope so. Is it this one? Yeah, the E-Missionary Cruise, man, you got to make sure you get booked on that, folks. We got our 8 already, but anybody can join. Go to the Facebook page, get the information, and book, because I'm telling you, you've never been so relaxed, because that's how we roll. And at the same time, it's just going to be a blast. Really excited about that. Hope for y'all are looking forward to that as well, too, because I sure am. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Yeah, y'all can hear me. So that's what we got going on. Oh, and that's the other thing. If you need to get the information for the Facebook group, that's how you do it right there. You go to Facebook, look up modernmediaministry.com. Not .com. Modern Media Ministry made easy. I'm tripping. And then just answer the 3 questions. And the main thing, don't you dare live stream inside the group because we'll kick you out. But outside of that, all the information for our roundtables, for the cruise, everything. More information also is coming for our conference, folks. Our E-Missionary Conference, we're slated for October 22nd. We still got some work to put in, but you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a long live stream. It's not going to be broken into classes. We're going to have a schedule to show you when certain topics are there. We got a couple of people said they're interested in teaching, and really looking forward to that. Augustine, one of my video editors, so excited for you hitting 50K. Feels like just yesterday you had 1 sub. Yeah. It really did. And I'm just beyond thankful. Good morning, good morning. Another good morning, good morning. And back to Joshua, the Toro Dingo. Actually, I think they're supposed to be sending me one of those. I think somebody contacted me about that. We got Chicago in the house. Man, I remember when I came up there earlier this year. Boy, it was cold. Brian Jones. Hey, good morning. Hello. Coach, what's going on? Antonio, what is going on, sir? Lee here. Good morning. I could use the super source training as well. Alrighty. Now, actually, let's go ahead and just do that. All right. So I'm using super source. When you see this shot here, that is the super source right here. So let me show you as best as I can inside of here. Just realize your super source can be anything. All right. So right now, this is a custom one that I made that's using box number 1 is the camera that you're seeing right here is using my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. That's what that setting is. I have it scaled at 0.5. I have it positioned and I have it cropped so that I fit directly inside of this. Now I'm using a background and that is what this background right here is. And my images, my video sources are fit to conform inside of this. So how that works is you can have 4 images. Actually, you can have 16, but you can have 4 images inside of here. But then you can also have art linked to the background. So like if I change this to the studio camera, see now that's the background. So you can see my hand going on here in the background. You can do any type of stuff with this if you wanted to. All right. You can make it in the foreground. So now it's in front, but I want to put it behind. So that's how you see it right there. And I mean, you can change this in any way. I like mine to have that image that's set behind. That's how I'm using mine. And for example, we can stack a bunch of things in here. So say I want to add another box in here, which I really don't want to do, but I'll do it for an example. You got 3 boxes. I'm using 1. Number 2 is my computer screen. That's why you're seeing it here. And it has dimensions here that I scaled it down to fit into that background image that I made. So let's say we're going to use box number 3. I'm going to turn it on and it's full size. So now also remember it is in order. So 1, 2, 3. So box number 1 is this camera. It's in front of everything. You can't change the order like that. I wish they would do that, but you can't change that. All right, so let's go in here and let's set this one to my Sony camera that's right over here. Now I want to change the size to maybe 0.8, and then I'm gonna, on the x-axis, slide this one over, and then, ooh, man, I need to shave. See that Dr. Holmes bald spot right there. Change it to 0.4. All right, and now I'm gonna take it down and let's shrink it a little bit more, 0.2. Let's slide it over. And now if you want to get real granular with it, and you can start typing in your numbers here. So, and there you go. So now I have 2 windows right here. Now I'm going to change this to the one I really meant to do, which is my right monitor, which shows the countdown right there. So I could change this to maybe 0.5, 0.8. And then I want to crop out all of this extra green. All right, that's 8. The bottom I would think would be 8 as well too. And then on the sides, I'm gonna do 12, 14. That's too much, 13. And then on the other side, we do 13. There we go. But maybe I don't want that green on there. So actually, how would I do that? Let's see. I don't recall how to add chroma on one of these at the same time. So I might have to play around with that one. So anyway, there you go. So even if I change this image, like I said, if I change this back to my overhead camera, see the cropping is the same, which is not ideal. And I think that was what, 0.2. And then I also got rid of the crop. And there you go. Now you can play with this in a bunch of ways. You could say you want to do this with your scripture this way. You want to actually have it almost kind of like, now actually before I do that, let's do this. If you make these, because just like the picture-in-picture button on the ATEM, if you press a button, this will get wiped out. So if you make this custom design the way you want to, you could come in here and do a save and want to call it, I don't know, Super Source version 2, something like that. So I already got one here. As you see, these are teams. That's what I'm doing for the Bible trivia. So I've been developing those. But if we save that, we want to uncheck all of this, and all we want to do is save our super source. That's how you can now make these. So like if I come in here and hit this button now, wait a minute, I don't want to do that. Let me save this one, my default one here. Save as, and I want to say super source V1, because that's what I want to go back to. All right, so I got it saved so I can restore back. So if I hit this, see, it completely wiped out how everything was conformed. But we can come back in here and do a restore, and I want to go back to my super source 1. It's only going to restore the super source. That's all that was recorded. So if I restore it, boom, we're right back. So you can make multiple ones like this, like I'm doing for Bible trivia. So I don't think, let me see. If I restore this one, see, that's just super source. See, I have it to where I have my team. So it's going to be greened. I'm going to green screen it out. So each camera was going to be on each team. That's how that will work. So it's kind of weird there. But you can make them and customize them any type of way you want to. I did a solid background for mine so that way I can do what I need to when I chroma key this out, and I have fire in the background for every level that intensifies, and I would go in here for each box and change the camera. So like if I come in here and say camera number 1 is that, camera number 2 is my camcorder. See, we got that one. And then box number 3 is my other one right here. So that would give you the different angles for different cameras. So you could always play with these, and you can make as many as you want. Just be mindful that you don't overwrite the ones so that you can at least get back to how that was. So hopefully that helps. And I know I gave a bunch of time for stuff to go through. Back to Phyllis here. Oh, I didn't start my thing right there. There we go. Yes, thanks for the AJay Mini Pro Extreme video you made. It helped me tremendously. Got everything working. Just trying to incorporate GoToMeeting now. Awesome, awesome. Dylan, I respect that, but you got to understand, sir, you provide more than enough value for anyone in media ministry. You're the entire reason I can even upgrade our church, so thank you, and I know I'm not alone. Well, I appreciate that. Really, really do. Thank you so much. Rhonda, hello, hello. Yeah, I thought so, but hey, you're good. All right, back to Justin. Asking about quality audio for your live stream. Well, I mean, that all depends. First off, Justin, I will go back and forth with you. What is your sound system? What is the source? What's handling your sound right now? And then also, when it comes to your sound, the mindset is, for me, is I like to ultimately have 2 zones. I have everybody that's inside the sanctuary, then I have another mix for the live stream separately. And somebody has to be monitoring that so that it can be done separately. When you start doing that, now you have to introduce all your instruments connected to your mixer, because you don't want to have great sound with whoever's talking, and then all of a sudden the instruments are bad because they're being picked up ambiently from just with amps. You can't control that. The more and more you get to, you want to have quality sound, you want to have complete control over your sound. That's why, like when I did it Signs and Wonders, They didn't like me, but when the musicians came in, I'm like, ain't no amps here. It ain't no monitors here. It ain't none. You're in ears. You can blow your eardrums out if you want to. I need to be in complete control of the sound. That way I can have quality sound. Once you can isolate all that bleeding audio and you're able to control it, that gives you a lot more flexibility. But I'll circle back to that. Let me know what system you're using right now. What mics are your instruments mic'd? Are your drums mic'd? Everything like that. And we'll circle back and get as much as we can. Annie here, I have two A10 minis and the sound for both are not being input into vMix. I have uninstalled and installed both vMix and Blackmagic Stress. Well, it all depends. How do you have your audio going? I don't want to do this on my main one. Do I have vMix on this system? I don't know if it's going to let me. But I do this every time when I set this live stream up as well, too. Yay, it's open. All right, so let's go over here and let's check it out. Now, the first thing you need to do is you got to make sure. So if I loop this, it's gonna be looping forever. So unless I hook up, I need to have the Blackmagic on here. So we're gonna add our camera. We got a Blackmagic. Make sure you got your audio set, because right now I normally use my Rodecaster, but we'll just use this. And insufficient resources. Bruh, are you serious? That is, I ain't never get that one. Ain't no way you're telling me I have insufficient resources. I'm at 9%, 7%, not even touching the GPU. Got all the cores on our processor. Ain't even why are you tripping on me? Add input. Oh, maybe it's because this is the free version. What in the world? See what happens when we do this on the fly? Out of range. Are you? Yeah, I don't know. But just make sure you got the audio trick. I don't know why this isn't working for me today. But I'm actually thinking about moving Signs and Wonders to vMix, just so when we start doing the comments like I'm doing right now, I can actually do that very easily. But sorry about that. I don't know why, but just make sure that you actually have the ATEM selected. Actually, I shouldn't have closed that. Ooh, excuse me. Because one other thing you need to make sure you do with this, and I've had this issue before when I wasn't paying attention, when I was setting my stuff up. If you have this here, make sure that you have the audio checked off. That's how the stuff will route through. So like if I switch here so you can see my live streaming setup. So it's going to go into infinity here for a second. But if I go over here, as you can see right now, make sure you got that audio checked off. Because if I do... I can't do it because it's going to disconnect me. But you got to make sure that you have the audio. And I can see my screen is starting to go green. So let me go ahead and change that because it's looping back on top of each other. But just make sure you have that checked off. Bruce, good morning. Good morning. Let me switch back over here. That all depends. I've liked this one by Netgear. And where is, see, there you go, messing with my screen. Let me see if I can find the one that I wanted to do. And while I'm doing it, did y'all buy any good stuff for Prime Day? I bought a whole bunch of stuff, but it was like little stuff, um, little odds and end things like that. Um, this is the Lord, why they got that priced up so much? This is the one that I wanted to get, and it has very, very, very good reviews. But originally, when I was looking at it, that thing was 150. It won 440. I don't know what's up with that. And my phone just started going off. Sorry, it was my friend Sonya. She was asking what's going on in the e-missionary world. Things are great. Live streaming right now. Take a quick picture of what's going on here. All right, that's what I would think. But anyway, while I'm doing that, any did y'all get any good stuff? Let me actually, now that I can hide this part, I'll show you some of the things that I got. All right. So one of the first things was actually, let me open these up separately so you can actually see them. Couple more. All right. All right. I think I got everything now. So let's go through and show you some of the stuff. So I got this Archon table clamp that DSLR shooter and them recommended. No, actually Think Media did, because it's actually like, I like the one that I got right now for my Canon. I mean, not my Canon, but my cinema camera. But the issue is it doesn't extend out as far as I want. And this thing is rated to be very, very rock solid. And the fact that it can hold this camera, my camera is nowhere close. So the idea is I want to relocate doing top-down stuff on my kitchen table, and it'll clamp down that way. This was going for like $110, but it is very sturdy. I've gone through quite a bunch of these. That's one thing that I got. I got a 25-foot micro HDMI to HDMI cable for the same camera that's going to go on that arm, so I needed one long enough. I also got this quick release. So the idea is I'm going to hook this up to the end of that so I can quickly take my camera off because of the camera that I'm going to be using for this, because I want to get away from having to reach through the camera and have to edit just to do my zoom in, because this cinema camera doesn't have, Blackmagic cameras don't have an autofocus unless you have a lens to do it. So it's no tracking. You have to keep pressing the button to keep it in focus, which I don't want to do for top downs. So that's going to be a quick release, base and top. For the Sony camera that I have right here, this cage is going to be for that. And the reason I got the cage is because I need a quarter thread right here at the top, because if I didn't, the image would be upside down. So for this camera, so if I had it upside down like this, the image is actually going to be backwards. So I wanted the cage that has a quarter mount here so I can flip it this way so it would be corrected. That just saves me from having to flip it in post and in edit and stuff like that, which I didn't want to do. That camera actually shut off. So let me hook my top-down one back. All right, there we go. So it would replace, I mean, I'm still going to use that and keep this one here. So as you can see, this is not in focus. So I have to manually put this in focus every time when I'm trying to do something. And then sometimes I'm not accurate when I'm trying to adjust it. And I kind of just don't want to do that. And I'm using this camera that I got for my vlogging and stuff like that. And when I'm not using it, it's just sitting here. So it's like if I'm doing top down stuff, having an autofocus just makes it easy. You can see the gimbal that I got right there. I haven't used it as much as because I'm still trying to learn it. But what else do we go back to? Oh, wrong screen. So that's what that cage is. So I can get that thread right there at the top. I have some cable management baskets because the baskets that I got right now are in the way of the stuff that I have right now. What camera? I wish this camera didn't shut down because I ended up putting up a new rack mount at Signs and Wonders because that back closet, a lot of stuff kept getting placed in there. And there were just a lot of things that don't need to go in there. So I ended up getting a bigger rack mount that actually has doors and everything that will close it. So I still had the original mount that was that was screwed into the wall, and there was no need for it. So I just repurposed it. So now the stuff that I had under my desk, that is now what I'm using. All right, there it goes. I was waiting for the camera to pick up. So right now, this was the rack mount that was bolted into the wall. So now it's just sitting there, and that's what's holding my X32 and the web presenter. So I got some grates that are going to cover up those extra holes. We don't throw away nothing, folks. We will repurpose it or bless another ministry with it. But I need to get my stuff organized. So that I say that to say that the rack mount is in the way of the cable management. So that's why I got these. And it was 2 of them for like $30. And we were able to drop everything in there, and they're quick release compared to the ones I have that are screwed into the desk. So I got that. Let's see. What else? We also got a bunch of 100 Velcro zip ties, which are always good. And then I got these clear panels to cover up the extra mounts on the rack. And I got these were on sale for, I think, for like $14, a 256 gig level 3 or whatever you call it, class 3 memory cards for the drone and everything like that, and my cameras. And then we got some new cables to connect the Rodecaster to the ATEM at Signs and Wonders. And then I bought my pastor a new dedicated hip pack and mic just for him. So that was pretty much it. So, but let me know, what did y'all fun stuff that y'all get on Prime Day if you got anything at all? Alrighty. I think that was enough of me blabbing. Vaughn, do you have a recommended USB over Ethernet extender? A USB over Ethernet. Trying to connect our X32 to a computer approximately 50 feet away in our broadcast room. The broadcast room actually, I have used that for that distance. I have used something when I was streaming games and we were trying to connect our stuff to the scoreboard. Let me bring up the exact one that I ordered. All right, so this is one that I've used. This isn't the exact same one, but it wasn't the exact one I ordered, but this is what would do the same thing that you're talking about. And I think it's actually... All right, it must be in my other bag. But this is the one that I had that does that. I would connect it to the scoreboard, and then it was connecting up to, we were using it 35 feet, but you should be good for that distance as well, too. And I will put a link in the description for that for you, Vaughn. That is a USB over Ethernet extender. All righty. Sweet. Monty, what's going on, sir? You dropping all that knowledge, man. I see you had a whole bunch of stuff in your office. Mousy. Good morning, good morning. Jerry, hey, you are welcome. Then we got another Jerry. Good morning, good morning. Love the name Broke Citizen. Also, DaVinci Resolve has a free version. Yes, I have been using the free version for years. And when I got this camera, it actually came with a free license to the studio. So I've been using the studio for the last 2 years, but everything that I do can be done on the free version. Actually, it's funny. Phyllis is talking about a rage moment. My rage moments are getting text scriptures, who's speaking, et cetera, at the last moment. It's interesting that you said that. My contractor, Rakira, was running a funeral at Antioch, and she was given the slideshow for the funeral 2 minutes before the service was supposed to start. So, yeah, that's always fun. Anthony was talking about needs a refresher on DaVinci Resolve. We're going to probably do another episode of Media Share on the Facebook, on my Facebook pages, to talk about some more stuff like that. I plan to do it a long form. It might be boring, but I'm going to go through showing me making all the assets for Bible trivia, as well as, but more importantly, for our reimagined Bible study, because that's next week. So I'm going to do that as well, too. Dean Home One. Hey AJ, I know you have a stream bridge. Mine has been collecting dust. I just got FiOS and can't get the port forward to work. Have you had any luck with port forwarding? Honestly, I have. Now, I don't have the stream bridge anymore. I actually sold that to Spring Creek, but so they're doing it internally. When I did do the streaming, I was doing that port forwarding through my router. What router are you using? I'm using the unified ones that makes it a lot easier for me to do that, and I've done it with Netgear as well too. But what router are you using? Maybe we can see what we can do. Shane and Hannah, hello. Shane, I was this close to booking a trip out to London, but what part are you in? You never know. I'm looking at trying to get away before my birthday in September. So I might try and get out there sometime in August, but let me know. I'd love to catch up. Mitch Roy, good morning. Philip Paul wants to know, question, what would you recommend for church live stream or recording setup for a budget setup and easy to use? A10 Mini Pro. A10 Mini Pro and starting with a basic camera. That in total would get you maybe $600, $700. I mean, now I could easily say get yourself an iPad, but then at that price, the iPad is going to go away once you start to upgrade. My mindset is like whatever equipment you're going to use, unless you just completely going for gusto and you're changing everything, the A10 Mini Pro would be a good start because you can just add other cameras. And by the time you've exhausted everything that the A10 Mini Pro can do, then you can still use it. Like I'm using one for our Bible study. That's where I would start with. Dean wants to know, are you going to NAB in October? We'll be there in New York, have a bunch of AV friends going from Arlington. I don't know. It all depends. I don't have anything. I'll just be coming back from Vid Summit in September, possibly. Yeah, because I wanted to go last time, but it got canceled. But you never know. And plus, it's right up the street. I can just take a train to get up there. All right, Shane, not a problem. But catch the replay. Streets of Destiny. What's going on? Nathan wants to know, what is the difference in the ATEM and a switcher? Well, the ATEM is a switcher. and it just depends on which one you're using. Switcher just being like a fancy input, like on the back of your TV. You got HDMI 1, 2, and 3, and you're just switching in between them. But it's a jarring change. Your switcher gives you a gradual fade in between each one. The ATEM is just a brand that's made by Blackmagic that adds a lot of features into that switching. So instead of just switching different inputs, you can actually add graphics. You can actually do dynamic fades. And then certain ATEMs can actually handle the live streaming and audio and all that stuff at the same time. The man, the myth, the legend, Francisco, this is the one I was talking about. We're going to be talking about some fatherhood questions later today around like 5 o'clock. Francisco, please drop a link and I will unblock it so they can be shared, because right now all links, all URL links are blocked on my page. On, I think YouTube in default does that, but share that, sir, and I would gladly share it with everybody. Back to Dean. Have you tried Adam Toe's? Yes, actually I have. Well, wait a minute, hold on. I'm mixing the name up. There's another person. I thought you were talking about a DaVinci Resolve plugin. Mix Effect app for iPad, really nice to configure super. Oh yes, I have. I actually bought that. I haven't played around with it as much. I bought it and it's just been sitting on my iPad because I think my daughter was using it and I couldn't find my iPad until like a couple of days ago. John Cook, what would you recommend for live streaming from a camp out with no Wi-Fi but 120 back available? Should have cellular service available in the area. Honestly, if you got cellular, this is one we talked about before. This is what I use, and from a USB, I can plug in. Do I have an extra USB? Yes, I do. I would just set my phone in tether mode here, and that's a wireless router. And then once we connect to this, instead of it being internet from a network cable, which we could plug in, it will show that I'm setting this as a tether, and then I can get power and streaming off of this. Especially if your cell phone is good. I mean, you can just use something like this. I mean, this is like $25, and it will give you Wi-Fi. Like I use this at games. I would have my iPad connected to this. I would have my phone connected to it before they had internet there, which they're supposed to be having internet there this season. So hopefully that will be better. And then I had this connected to a 5-port switch, and I had my computer, the ATEM, and other stuff connected to it. Especially if you said cellular is good, you get something like this and you should be good, and just use your phone for tethering for that, for your data. Ray L, good morning. Good morning. Norm, has anyone used video song presentation software? Can you have 2 different screen sizes at the same time? One lower thirds. I remember somebody asked me to check into that. I need some more time to play around with that one. I think I've been spoiled by the other one, so I need to do a deep dive and unlearn and go into that fresh to try and figure some of that stuff out there, Norm. No, SuperSource is only on the ATEM Mini Extreme. Jerry, on your projects, you use 2 different Facility PTZ controllers. One is 300, the other is 500. What is the difference, and which do you recommend for a single PTZ camera? The $300 one was the one that is, simple, because that was the price parity of the serial joystick that I used to use. The $500 one gives you a rocker. It gives quicker access to more camera buttons. So the $300 one there, you have to dial in the address to the camera that you want. So you have to hit camera, the number, then enter. The other one gives you quick access to 7 cameras right there. So you just press camera 1 and it goes directly there. It also has a rocker for using the other hand for zooming in to give you a little bit more control instead of just twisting. That's mainly the difference, just button functions. And for a 1 camera one, go for the 300. Sorry if I pronounce this wrong. Adiwali. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong again. We have an ATEM Mini Extreme, Blackmagic Studio camera, and vMix, but visuals on YouTube is still not as clear or where we want it to be, even though it's in 1080p. Do you have a training on YouTube live streaming? Well, I mean, I need an example of what you're talking about, because I mean, first off, what are you streaming to from? Well, from vMix. What is your bit rate? Do you have it set to? Because if it's garbage in, garbage out. But if you're coming from that camera, you're gonna have a great quality going all the way to the ATEM. Now, if from the ATEM to vMix is the problem, maybe vMix can't handle the resolution that's coming from the ATEM. Again, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think it's an issue between those settings, because the ATEM and that camera are handling itself. I mean, because that's the same setup that I have right here. That's the same thing. I got that studio camera coming into the ATEM that you're seeing right here. If there's any quality issues, because actually, let me cut back here, because I'm watching this right here on a small screen right here. And it looks great for me because I'm local. Now, the only thing else, if it gets worse, is going to have to be either the system right here that's streaming it, or your internet. Because, I mean, the streaming I was doing last night, Comcast killed the internet in the whole area last night. That's why the live stream went down. So, or if they throttle anything, the quality is going to go down because it can't handle the bit rate that you're sending. I need that to be able to help with that. Lester, how does the ATEM send out digital sound from the USB-C? Yeah, does the ATEM send out digital sound from the USB? Yes, if you have it connected to OBS. That's how I'm using it right now. If I have the ATEM right now and I turn it on, that's where my audio is coming from. So if we cut back over to here, oh man, I almost knocked this drink over. That wouldn't have been fun. So if I open up OBS and I go to, let's just do a new one. And I just want to do an audio input. And there's my Blackmagic. So everything I'm talking to is being sent that way. Really straightforward. That's how you can link this to Zoom or a free conference call or whatever, and it'll just pull in the audio that way. All right, that answers your question. Ethan, thank you for that. He said, AJ, the insufficient resources is usually saying not enough endpoints left on the ATEM USB, which is strange because I've done it before in the exact same when we've done Q&As, because the USB is going out to my streaming system and then the other USB is coming to this one. So I don't know. That's strange. I guess I could have hooked it up to this hyper deck, but thank you for that. Back to Phyllis. Speaking of sound and monitors, so we can get rid of all the monitors on the stage except for the praise team, correct? Yes, with all the monitors that are there at Spotlight Deliverance that were for your band, yes, you can get rid of all of those because all of them have in-ears now. Because the guitar person still had his guitar hooked into the monitor and he couldn't hear himself in his in-ears. I told him he had to unhook the monitor. Well, if he's hooked up to the monitor, then he wasn't hooked up to that extra direct box so that he's in the system. That's the reason why. He doesn't need to go into the monitor. He needs to go into the direct box I left on that seat, and then he would be in the system, and then he would hear himself in the in-ears. Lester here. Hi, my audio input to ATEM is analog. Does ATEM convert to digital? I thought I was getting ready to burp. I'm sorry. Now, which ATEM are you using? Are you using the ATEM Mini? Excuse me. Because if you do, yes, it does do that. I mean, because it's only analog that would come in unless you turn on one of the HDMI inputs. Then the audio is coming in digitally. Gordon, the Nighthawk is likely an unlocked device that can accept either type of SIMs. Yes, it is. That's the other reason why I wanted it, because originally I was going to get one and use a Google Fi SIM card that I can get, and that's how I was going to use it. Those are the prompts I was getting when I used vMix. The first service, it worked perfect. And the second service, the sound meter in vMix is not moving. Yeah, I don't know. Because that's the first time I've ever got that. So I don't know. Maybe it's, you know what? Let me try this again. I didn't realize I still had OBS open. Let's try that one more again. All right, so we're going to add our input. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's because I had OBS still open. My bad. So there you go. And right now, you see no audio is coming through because I don't have the audio engaged. And I'm going to do this real quick because it'll be an echo. So now everything is coming through. So just make sure that the audio is checked off if that is there, and just verify. I had mine open. I had another app open. So again, thank you so much. And I missed you, Ethan. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Back to Dean, he was saying, I used the Manfrotto 131D, also 131TC lateral arm, really good. I need to look into that. Yeah, because mine is like, I've gone through so many stuff. Because I mean, my stuff has evolved because I mean, I used to have my webcam that I started out with. That's what I used to use as my overhead, but then I couldn't zoom in. Okay, so Dean was talking about this double camera placement. Okay, interesting. I think for me, I honestly need more space. To be quite honest, it's like I am maxing out the area I am right now. I got like 2 server racks. Where is this at? Yeah, so like I got a server rack right here. Let me actually jump to the other side so you can actually see it. So that's one, and then the other one is right there behind the chair. But you can see my spaces. As you can see, my space is very. I am maxing out the space that I got. So I'm really looking for. I don't know why it's so hard to find a decent rental home. I was trying to get like a 3-bedroom so I can have a space for my daughter, a space for me, obviously, and then a office. But these months trying to talk about $3,000 a month, but no, thank you. Excuse me, Paul. No, I am streaming through the computer is running vMix, but then the computer is outputting to the web presenter. The web presenter is what's doing the streaming right now. Rhonda was saying, you went to in-ear monitors for your 3 musicians. How would you handle the organ? Well, the organ Leslie is, I honestly, most people don't know this. And actually, I didn't even know it until somebody told me about this maybe like 3 weeks ago. On the Leslie, there is a volume on the bottom near the diodes. You can reach in there and turn that down. I mic both of them, and I limit how much the Leslie can go. But even I have it mic'd, but the miking for the Leslie is not for the house. The miking of the Leslie is for the live stream. So that's one of the ones you just can't control. Now, originally at Antioch, what we did, and we did do this at Signs and Wonders, we put the Leslie in another room and had it sound suppressed so that the miking is the only way anybody can hear it. But they kind of moved away from that Antioch did, but that's what we got. Phyllis, forgot to ask, when I hook up the TP-Link with the instruments in the front of house, do I also add the front monitors to turn off too, because they don't turn off when we, yes, you would add it to that. You would use one of those extra adapters to do that so that everything turns off at the same time. Christopher, glad you made it, sir. Lester, I have an analog mixer. Should I convert to the sound to digital before sending to the ATEM? No. No, you don't need to do that because the ATEM will handle that. Just send it just using whatever output that is available to a 3.5 millimeter cable that plugs into one of the mic jacks, and you're perfectly good. Ooh, excuse me. Christopher, again, last Friday was chaos in Canada. One of the major internet service providers in Canada went down, and some didn't get their service back. I think Mike, were you a part of that as well too? I remember you were saying you were having internet issues up there. Hello, hello. Okay, I missed that comment. Oh yeah, Mike, just responded right after that. Yeah, it was crazy. I am with Rogers and seriously considering. Okay, so you were a part of that. Ray Manuel, AJ recently got a good deal on a Pocket 4K with Metabones 1 and Sigma 1835. Looking to add another one for live streaming. Should I stick to native lenses or go for another EF glass? Well, that all depends. Now, if nobody knows what we're talking about, the Pocket Cinema camera is a micro 4/3. That is the type of lens mount that goes onto it. A Metabones is a speed booster that, well, I don't know if it's a speed booster, but it will adapt the micro 4/3 to an EF mount, which is an EF mount. I think that's Sony, right? A Sony lens, because they're different ones. That's what all that means. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Right now, everything I had was micro 4/3, and I was really considering going to the new Pocket Cinema camera 6K G2 Gen 2, and then repurpose this Pocket Cinema camera to another shot, so that way I use all my camcorders on. Because I mean, I have this one set up as a run and gun type of camera for shooting videos and stuff like that, which I've never had a chance to really use except for once. For me, I like to have all of my stuff so I can use all the same lenses. That's what I'm using right now. I would say, I mean, that's up to you. For me, if I did that, I would do that for everything so that every single lens that I use could be interchangeable between all the cameras I have. So if I do go with if I go with the Pocket Cinema camera 6K, I would convert everything over to that lens, that mounting, so that way I can use them across the board. Hope that helps. Philip Paul wants to know, what specs would you recommend for a desktop or laptop when I get an A10 Mini Pro? Streaming and recording is from the A10 Mini Pro. Honestly, it doesn't matter. If the A10 Mini Pro is handling that, I mean, me personally, I'm an AMD fan. I would go with a Ryzen 5. I wouldn't go anything less than that. But if all the work is going to be on the A10 Mini, it's not that concerned. Me, though, I would get a Ryzen 5 and have that set up as a fail-safe if live streaming ever failed on the A10. The computer would be fast enough to live stream if need be. Mike wants to know for me to put that router there. Yes, sir. And I got that in 2018, and it's still rocking. Mini router. There you go. Link is in the description, in the chat, excuse me. JHB, AJ, have you used the PTZ cameras for outdoor sporting events? Do they need ND filters? Because yes, the very first PTZ optics camera that they gave me, I took to try and stream, and the sun blew out the image. So ND filters are essential. ND filters, for people that don't know, just consider them their sunglasses for your camera. Because the white balance, it just washed out everything, and I couldn't even use it. Now it worked well at night when we had evening games, but during the day, no, it was horrible. Philip Paul, yes, I have streamed that tons of times. That is what I used for Formation Sports. So if you want to see how that came out, what you would do is head on over to the YouTubes and check out Formation Sports. These are the games that we've streamed there that was using that. Mainly the football ones. My brother-in-law was doing the volleyball and baseball and softball and those. But like games like Thomas Dale, this one, that is being done through that device and the A10. And it's rock solid. Rock solid. I'll put a channel is just Formation Sports. So youtube.com/Formation Sports. But that's what was used for those games. Until the last year, that's when we started beaming internet there in the area. All right, so I put a poll out there, and the question was, do y'all think that we'll go over during this live stream? 70% said yes. Well, hey, the good thing about it is it's just a matter of time. I mean, we're about ready to be under 50. So we'll hit it sooner or later. Yeah. So Shane, we're at 49,939. Back to Phyllis. While looking at your live stream, Comcast killed the network all the way up here in PA and didn't come back until that's the same thing. Because I remoted into Signs and Wonders, remoted into Antioch. All of them are Comcast. All of them were down. So another reason why I want to hurry up and get up out of here so I can get somewhere where I can get file so I can have 1,000 up and 1,000 down. And then AJ, in reference to our issue at our church where the live stream drops the music but keeps the voices, do you think if I go from the A10 Mini to OBS, would it make a difference? I don't believe so. Because, to selectively drop music, you can try it, but I've never heard of that. And just couldn't figure out anything, a rhyme or reason of why it would do that. Mitch Roy, you appear to have missed my earlier question, but would you recommend the Kobo Premium Series 3G SDI cables? Yeah, I think that would work fine. I think I might have actually used one of those before, but yeah, I think that would work great. Back to Dean here. I have some recommendations I would like to share. Perfect Cube Mini for PowerPoint presentations, portable and great range for presenting. Also, StageTimer.io for presenter on stage. Okay. Thank you for that. Man, same here. Same here. Maybe when I drop some other videos, we'll work on that as well, too. Monty, hey, man, now I can understand why I'm seeing some of these folks streaming. They're like they rented out a space. Like, I can see now why. Like, I need a daggone storage unit. Norm, to keep costs down, I would be using Ethernet for video from the PTZ. The PoE is connected to the Comcast business internet modem. We would lose connection from OBS to the camera when they reset it. Yeah, that stinks. That's page 2, page 1. Phyllis, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I actually, y'all have no idea just how much I'm appreciating y'all. I ended up bumping into, I'm not going to tell the full thing because that's kind of private information, but there's been something I've been battling for 20 years, and I actually bumped into someone who has been helping, and Lord willing, when that come through, oh, it's about ready to be a change in this place. And I'm excited about that. Gordon, AJ, this channel is so thought-provoking and helpful. Thanks for all that you do. Hey, I'm glad it's helping. I hope my whole goal of this channel was to help. Now, I sit back and watch, and I'm seeing some people like, oh man, we went 1 million subscribers in half a second from me setting up an account. That used to bother me. And sometimes I'll put in a lot of work into a video, and then it's like, okay, I get maybe 50 views. Maybe I get 500 views. I'm at the point where it's like, would I love to have my first 1 million view video? Yes, I would. But a part of me, I'm thankful just for the amount, because if my video only 50 people watched it, guess what? It was meant for those 50 people. Mine is like, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So my whole thing is like, I'm here for the long haul. So, it's just a numbers thing. Like, I remember I didn't think I was ever going to hit 1,000. We hit 1,000. I didn't think I was going to hit 10,000. We hit 10,000. I'm just, thankful for what we got going on. And then we're just going to, keep knocking it out and keep doing some stuff to where it's not just meant to entertain you. Hopefully it'll educate you, entertain you as well, inspire you as well. There's a bunch of stuff that y'all have asked me to do to talk about my mindset and sharing for those. We've had so many people that have been pushed and inspired to start their own businesses, which I think is great. We need a whole lot more God-fearing Christian business owners, and I can share as much as I possibly can with y'all. I don't know everything. I'm still learning it myself, but I want to make sure that you get what you need out of it. And then I don't want to diversify myself too much, because I know some people, there's so many channels I want to start, but I don't want to split myself thin. I want to keep the quality as high as we possibly can. So, but again, I appreciate all the kind words, because it was many a times the only person who was giving me kind words was me and God. Everybody was telling me every reason why it wouldn't work. So I just appreciate all the kind words that y'all say. Philip Paul here. How can you connect the aux out from the powered mixer TRS jack 6.5 to the ATEM switcher? I tried once earlier in another church, but the volume came as mono. Well, you need to be mindful of the type of cable that you're using. If you're getting mono, that means that the bands on the cable, you only got one band. And if you're doing that, if it's from an aux, you could send it from, if you have two aux available, you can send it from both of them and then have one pan left, the other one pan right. And then with the 3.5 that comes into the cable, the ATEM, it has two bands. So right here, see, it only has one band on here. So it's only going to send one channel. That's going to be left and right, or mono. Mainly it's left and right. You want to get one that has two bands, or you get two of these and then they merge into a 3.5 that has both bands on it. So it's a stereo. That's what you would need to do. And that jump back there. Folks, again, if you don't mind, please, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, because guess what? That's how the YouTube algorithm works. The more people like stuff, the more it puts out in front of more people. So not just for me, please make sure you are saying that same type of verbiage to your ministry, to the people who are watching, the people who are in-house. I don't know. I know Shane and them were on my Signs and Wonders live stream last Sunday, and they heard me say the same thing. Let me see if I can find that, because I actually was doing a lot more stuff on that one. Signs and Wonders Ministries. And that was, and I put some timestamps in there too, so we should be able to jump to it as well. So it's announcements. Please add timestamps, folks. Chapters. It just makes it a whole lot easier for stuff. So there we go. There you boy. Good morning, everybody. I told them I had the media do some extra work because I'm going to be moving around here. So, Isaiah 43, 18 and 19. I love how the Spirit moves because it gets everything lined up. Let me skip forward a little bit. Go ahead and hit the like button. If you're on YouTube and you haven't, go ahead and hit subscribe. Because guess what? You just became a missionary. By doing that, we are helping to share the message, the unique message that goes from here to we help with the body of Christ to share the messages to everybody. All right. So anyway, hopefully y'all could hear that. But hey, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just not telling you. Nobody knows to subscribe unless you ask. So that's why I'm asking. Please, if you haven't, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and, it didn't go. There you go. Hit the like button. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos. And the bell, actually, if you click on it, it says all notifications, some, and something like that. Make sure you have all. That way you don't miss out what's going out here. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Dean was saying, I missed this because the page changed. Your space is more than my old Brooklyn apartment. I had to go outside to Phyllis, I think I missed this, but I did have it there for you. Hopefully that works. This sounds like a good one. How do I convince our pastor to invest in the replacement of the instruments combo with in-ear monitors? Because I've been thinking about it for a while. I don't like trying to convince anybody of anything, be quite honest. That's just me. Because that's the exit ramp. No, that's the entrance ramp into the path of frustration. And I need to move my drink because I almost kicked it over again. It for me, and I talked about it. I did a video on how do I pursue asking for money on different type of situations, and it depends on who you're talking to. Do you present the ministry aspect of it? Do you present the dollars and cents on exactly what is needed? It all depends on that path. I've done both directions. Right now, when I talk to Pastor Taylor to ask about certain stuff, I talk about it from a standpoint, how does this fulfill and help the mission? How does it make the ministry better? How does it simplify what's going on? That's how I do my stuff. Like the new mic that I got him. It's like, hey, we're having an issue with the road because of all the stuff that's going on. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get you a GTD audio to make it more easy for you so you don't feel confined to just the pulpit. You can walk and go as you please, and you don't have to worry about the stuff. I mean, when I say stuff like that, that's how I'm able to get that stuff done. So hopefully that helps you. Christopher. So Nikon has joined Sony and Canon and stopped developing DSLR and focus only on the mirrorless. Thoughts? Honestly, I have to research it a little bit more. I've been spoiled, and I've actually been sticking with Blackmagic just because of all my stuff. Blackmagic, I'd love you to sponsor me. But I don't know. I have to look into it. I'm liking my camera, my mirrorless right now. I just think the more people that focus on it, the price will get driven down. Because some of these cameras that are like $4,000, $5,000 like that, I'm just like, bruh. And Dean just messed me up with this. I ordered the Pocket 6K GT just to have to pick it up. Man, great. That's awesome. Let me know how that is. Now people been wanting Blackmagic to make a smaller type of rectangular box shaped one. I think that would be cool if they actually did that. Let me see. What am I missing? Enoch, Hi, AJ, from 10,000 to 50K. Long journey. Congratulations, bro. Way more to go. Keep up the ministry and keep inspiring. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Robert, thank y'all, man. I wish I could subscribe to your channel twice. I appreciate it. I really do. Man, it is. I mean, I know all of us work so hard in that. I mean, to get in line with some people that are actually supporting it. And I'm not just saying that as fluff, guys. It's like I really, really do appreciate the stuff. Because, I mean, like I said, I don't do this for man, but honestly, all of us sooner or later need a man or a woman to give us a pat on the back sometimes. Because it's like, hey, even David encouraged himself, but sometimes, man, you know, he had his friend that gave him a little encouragement. That helps, and it goes a long way. Oh, man. All right, so yeah, the volume was low because I walked away from it. Hopefully, it's better now. And I didn't want to crank up the audio from here too much. Mitch Roy wants to know: is it possible to load a video into the ATEM Mini Pro? No, you can't. ATEM can't play video. Even the higher ones can't play video. If you want to play a video, you could use something like the Hyperdeck shuttle that I never did a review on because I still haven't had a chance to play with it. I've just been recording with it. But you can load videos into it and then play stuff as an input into it. So like right now, I'm gonna. Do I have anything on here? All right, so like right now, I have a video on here right now, and I'm playing it. So this is actually, let me do this on the super source because this will make more sense. So I'm playing a video that was recorded on the Hyperdeck. So that's what's playing right now. So you could play something back here. So I can jog this and rewind it back. Do I have anything else on here? Yeah, so this was another video that I was recording. You see how I'm prepping how I do my stuff in my videos. So you could load that in the memory card on the Hyperdeck and plug it into one of your inputs, and you can play videos that way. Audio would go the same way. You can't hear it because I don't have it turned on. But that's one way you could do that if you want to do videos. Or the way I normally do it, just load your video into your presentation software and play it that way. That's how I've done it before. Let's see. Isaac saying currently using 2 laptops, one for streaming via Restream and another for Zoom. Using the ATEM Mini Pro, can I do this? Can this be done with one laptop? Yes, it can. The ATEM will connect to your laptop over USB. I would add one piece of hardware, though. Not a piece of hardware, a piece of software. I would open up OBS, have the ATEM, No, you have ATEM Mini Pro. All right, so the ATEM Mini Pro, let that stream to wherever, have it go directly to Restream, just like you were doing. But then the USB from the ATEM could also have the feed, video and audio, just go to Zoom. That's all you would need. Hey, I'm not going to ask you to do that, but if you do, I appreciate it. Back to Enoch. With the ATEM Mini Pro, we have to set the audio level of the camera each time we turn it on. Is there a way out to fix the audio levels for the camera? Of the camera? Well, once you set it, make sure once you set everything that you come in here, and after you got everything set, like I have my audio set, like actually that's too high. That was when I was using something else. So like if I set these to the levels that I want, make sure you got everything done. Like right now I have mic 1 set is on, everything set is off. I have my media set. And I haven't used this that transition in a minute. But I got all this stuff set. Once you do that, make sure you do clear startup state and then do save startup state, and that stuff will stay there. It'll be set to exactly where you left it. Make sure you have that. Hopefully that would help you save or cut down on some time of having to readjust that stuff every single time. Let's see. Rasheed Williams. Hey, AJ, thank you, bro. Earlier you mentioned pastor having issues with the road. What is the pastor using now? I got him, and honestly, the road is great. I just think with all the stuff we got that's so close by, that's the problem. That's just me personally. So what I ended up getting for him was this. This is just a dedicated one. Dr. Taylor, his wife, will have the handheld, and he will be on the hip pack, and it's in the same line. This is the adjustable frequency one, so I can always change it if need be. But that's what I got him. And then for 170, it's great. It's in line with the same ones we got. Now, I just set it up right now on the table, but ultimately I need to get another 100-foot XLR cable and mount it on the 8U rack mount with all the other mics, and then run the cables up over the balcony and back that down. I didn't have enough time to do that this morning, but that's what we're using. And I'll put a link to that for anybody who is interested. I mean, again, I like the GTD audio. I have, out of all the installs I've been using them, I have not had anyone complain about the sound. 2-mic unit. There you go. Philip Paul here. AJ, can I use the ATEM Mini Pro? Input number 1, use the camera. Input number 2 for lyrics. Can I crop the camera image and put in picture-in-picture set a different size at one time? I have a static camera for that. Wait a minute. Can I use the ATEM Mini Pro? Input 1 is a camera. Input 2 is lyrics. Can I crop the camera image, and put it in picture-in-picture setting? Yes, you can do that. Yes, you can. Man, folks, just really excited about everything. I was going to go a little bit longer, but it looks like we're getting ready to hit 2 hours. I need to take a little bit of a break. But again, I really appreciate everything, folks. Let me just take a half a second. We got some, and I meant to do a note of this. Let me actually do this because y'all blessed me with being able to do this, so I need to do the same thing for y'all. We got some new YouTube members and some new Patreon supporters. I want to specifically call them out, the newer ones. And then I'm going to run a reel of everybody who's done that. So our latest members, new members here, were, I hate that they had the name cut off here. The Bread of Our Lives with BHBB. They are partner level members. Terrence Brown, another partner member. Appreciate that. Sorting by, yep. Appreciate those are 2 YouTube members. And then on Patreon, we have 2 new patrons, Joanne and Raymond. I really, really appreciate that. But these are all of our Patreon supporters that have chose to support this. And of course, you're going to stop right when I was trying to play it. No. I don't know why it does this. Can we try it again? I'm going to get this thing running. Let's see. Forget it. Just know I appreciate y'all. I don't know why it does that every time. Like, it'll work in my pre-show when I'm testing everything, and then when we go here, It doesn't. I don't know what's up with that. But thank y'all so much. All the patrons, supporters, I really appreciate y'all's continued support. Y'all are the ones that allow me to do stuff like this. I really appreciate it. Let me get to a couple of these questions, and then we're going to be shutting it down. You never know. We probably might be back up on Facebook, but quite honestly, my daughter went back with her mom, so I'm probably going to go see Love and Thunder and Love, whatever it's called, the new Thor movie. I might go see that later this evening because I've been avoiding everything so it doesn't ruin it for me. So I might go see that after I catch up with Francisco and do this live stream. Back to Phyllis, can we set the PTZ cameras to stay at a setting? What type of setting are you talking about, Phyllis? Which one? Because by default, they should, but it all depends on what setting that you're talking about. Phyllis also said, donated one of the Canon cameras and the moving camera head to replace their computer using the webcam in the middle of the church floor. Awesome. That's what I'm always saying, folks. When y'all get new equipment, yeah, can you sell it to another ministry? Yeah, you could. But guys, if we're all on the same team, why not just donate it? Because if it helps you get this far to where you can get some new equipment, why not just bless another ministry? We're all on the same team. We all have the same goal. And we just want to try and bless and help. Because if we help one other ministry reach more people, guess what? The kingdom wins. That's what it's all about. So with that being said, folks, really appreciate everything. We're going to be doing a live stream once we go over. We're still 61 away. I'm going to work on this video, put some more content so I can earn the subscribe from anybody else. Again, I'm not asking you just to subscribe. I want to earn it from you. So that's why I always ask, if you like this type of content, I would appreciate a like, consider subscribing and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos that help modernize your media ministry. I hope y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you is all over the face of the planet. And if no one has ever told you, thank you for all of the hard work, dedication that you're doing to help learn and perfect your craft so that you can help your local branch of Zion reach the people that are designated for you. There's a unique message that comes from your ministry and you, the one who stays up watching videos like mine and anybody else's who is learning new skills that you didn't go to school for. Thank you for all the hard work that you're doing. Really appreciate it. And I know that you are needed where you're at. Even if no one's ever told you, you are. So thank you for all the hard work that you're doing. Really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon. Be on the lookout because we're going to do a live stream when we go over. We're going to start doing a giveaway immediately once we go over. But again, thank you so much. Y'all have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you is, all over the face of the planet. And we'll be talking with y'all in the next video, folks. Later.